Hi guys, I think you're going to find this interview fascinating. Dr. Nick, Elvis Presley's doctor, very close friend as well. Have a listen together and I'll interrupt now and then.
All right, joining us this morning, Dr. George Nicopolis. Many people know him just as Dr. Nick, Elvis's personal physician. Doc, thanks for coming on this morning.
My pleasure.
Oh, he's written a book, but I want to ask you some questions before we get to that. Your time with Elvis, the first time you met him, what were the circumstances?
What an interesting question. Let's hear what he says.
I happened to be on call for a group of doctors that I worked for on a weekend, and Elvis had been in town for about a week and bought everybody that worked for him horses and trailers and they'd been horseback riding. He had a problem with riding for a week. He had a lot of soreness. And actually he had saddle sores. He was trying to get out of going back to California to do a movie he was supposed to start.
I wasn't expecting that as an answer. Saddle sores. So I would say that was around 67 then, because that's when Elvis really took horse riding seriously.
So you treated him?
Right.
And then after that, he liked the relationship so much he became his personal physician? Or?
I think so. His doctor happened to be out of town the first time that I saw him. He was living in California. When he moved back to Memphis, I became his personal physician.
And the interviewer doesn't mess around. Listen to this killer question that he throws at Dr. Nick.
Okay. When he died, a lot of people blame the prescription drugs. Is that what killed Elvis Presley?
No, drugs had nothing to do with his death.
Absolutely nothing.
Nothing. That was proven and shown in my book from the toxicology studies that were done.
And a very unexpected reply from Dr. Nick. What do you think, guys? Do you honestly believe that Elvis's prescribed medication had nothing to do with his death? It's a big one.
Did he have a drug dependency issue?
He only had a drug dependency. He came into Memphis real sick after receiving acupuncture from a physician out in California for 6 months. Mm-hmm. Well, he wasn't really getting acupuncture, he was getting shots of medications that he got addicted to.
And I think quite an odd answer. I actually think Dr. Nick is being a bit protective of Elvis. What do you think, guys?
Okay. And did you try to help him with his dependency?
Yeah, I got him in touch with the rehab people here in town.
So he's basically saying that Elvis did go into rehab in town, which I'm guessing is Memphis. Do you know anything about this? Did Elvis go into rehab?
Dr. Nick, let me ask you about your book, Your Life with Elvis. What do you hope people will get from this book?
An interesting question. And I know that feelings are very strong about Dr. Nick. And there's a lot of people very, very upset with Dr. Nick and blame him for Elvis's death. Can you give me your views on Dr. Nick if you think he was the cause of Elvis's death, and what your feelings are on the amount of prescribed medication that he gave to Elvis? Please comment.
I wanted to get a feel of the kind of person that Elvis was, what he actually gave back to his fans, to music. He changed music. I don't think it's really appreciated what he contributed.
And again, the interviewer diving in there with very interesting questions that we all want to know the answers to. Let's listen.
How close were you guys?
We were like we went to school together all our lives. I mean, we used to shoot marbles together or something. We just very close.
Did you go on some of the road trips?
I went on most of the road trips.
Is that right?
Yeah. Which caused a little dissension with my partners because they thought this was a vacation and it wasn't really a vacation taking care of so many people.
And I'm quite surprised by the answer Dr. Nick gives here. I didn't realise that Elvis and Dr. Nick were such close friends and that Dr. Nick accompanied Elvis everywhere, even on his holidays, on tour, on his road trips. And if you look at pictures and videos of Elvis, there are many where you see Dr. Nick in the background.
Why did you decide to write this book now? Have you been working on it for a while, or?
I tried to write a book before, several years after he died, and I hadn't read any of the other books, but they were brought up in preparation for some of my trials, and there was so much trash written, and I just didn't like what was going on, and the publishers that I talked to wouldn't let me write the book the way I wanted to write the book. They wanted to sensationalize it and make it look like he was an addict, and I just wanted to set the record straight.
Okay, and you do that. And the King and Dr. Nick, what really happened to Elvis and me. You set the record straight in this book?
I think so.
Well, Dr. Nick, thanks for coming on. Good to talk to you.
My pleasure.
That's it, guys. We're at the end of this interview that I found. I'm so glad I stumbled across it, because it really is an eye-opener. And I know that you fans out there have a lot to say about Dr. Nick and how he treated Elvis, his friendship with Elvis, and what went on between him and Elvis. Thanks, everyone.